Hello everyone, Namaste. So we are reading the book At the Feet of the Master. I am Ritu from Healing Buddha, and we are doing the reading for the book At the Feet of the Master by Alcyone J. Krishnamurti. So for the introduction and preface, you can refer to the earlier video. So from this session, we are going to start about the four qualification, and the first one is discrimination. So here the master is telling that to succeed in a spiritual path, one need to follow certain rules, and there are four type of requirement what he has given. And the first one is discrimination. The discrimination is not the discrimination what we use generally in regular term like racial discrimination or gender discrimination, but this discrimination meaning is separating the useful or the most useful from the less useful or no useful thing. Okay, useless things. So this is the selection out of the whole gamut. What you we have to select, that's the discrimination, not the discrimination what we regularly see. Now let's go ahead. The first of this qualification is discrimination, and this is usually taken as the discrimination between the real and the unreal, which leads man to enter the path. It is this, but it is also much more. That and it is to be practiced not only at the beginning of the path, but at every step of it every day until the end. You enter the path because you have learnt on it. Now let me explain this. So real discrimination between real versus unreal. Now as we see in Bhagavad Gita also, Bhagwan Krishna says that there are two type of world exist. One is real and one is unreal. The real one is the soul life. What is more important as a man, as a soul? When we say man, it is human being. So as a we have many lives, but the soul is same. Just like we change our dress every day, same way the soul change the body in every life, and it is evolving and uplifting itself to become one with Paramatma or the supreme soul or the supreme being or God or Bhagwan, whatever you want to say. So it is the journey of the soul. So whatever the world is, whatever life we see, whatever is visible, it is unreal, it is changing. But what is real is the soul. As in Gita, it is said that the soul cannot be killed, cannot die, and it is always there. Right? But Master is saying this discrimination is that from real to choose the, from unreal to choose the real. Now, it is just not this, but it is much more than that. And he's saying that this is not that these qualifications are only for the people who have just started in the spiritual path, but this qualification are the requirement for everyone to follow till we reach our soul's supreme goal. Means even if you are a holy master, arhat, or higher, you have to follow this. This is for all. So that gives us a hint that it is not just for the beginners. You enter the path because you have learned that on it alone can be found those things which are worth gaining. Why we have entered the spiritual path? Because man, human being is a spiritual being, and to get the real satisfaction we need to have the real things in our life. We need to realize the real things in our life. We cannot get satisfaction which is unreal. And we understood that the ultimate truth is the ultimate truth, and ultimate happiness is the soul satisfaction. And that is why we have entered into this path which are worth gaining. Men who do not know work to gain wealth and power, but these are at most for one life only, and therefore unreal. There are greater things than these things which are real and lasting. When you have once seen this, you desire those others no more. So again, the in normal human life, we all have the desires, we all want to gain power, we all want to gain money, success. But in terms of spirituality, if we see, these are just temporary things. As in Bhagavad Gita, again going back there, it is said that what starts ends. So something what starts will end. And all this power, fame, money, beauty, whatever we see, the worldly thing, it is good, but it is just for the one life. Now, the people in the spiritual path who have learned about the soul life, and they know that this life is just a point on the big soul life of a soul, they look for something permanent, not the temporary thing. So they put their time and energy to gain something which is permanent. Now we need to understand that this is not the meaning that we are neglecting the current life, because as we will proceed ahead, you will know that how this physical life is important to gain or to add on the benefit to your spiritual life. Without doing the meticulous, organized, purposeful this physical life, we cannot gain the spiritual life. So this life is important, but the gain what we are going to get as a physical term here is temporary, what it means. So we are not neglecting the physical life. It is important, and we will see how to make it important, and that's why we are reading discrimination. And but at the same time, the goal should be the something which is related to soul life, right? So he's saying that because you have decided to go into this path, and you have understood that there are greater things than these things, and which are real and lasting, when you have once seen this, you desire those others no more. So you will not strive to have temporary thing. You know that there is something which is long lasting. And those who have the background of arhatic yoga, pranic healing, you know that, we work on our virtues, and we do the five pillars of arhatic yoga, and that will help us to gain much more merits in our soul life, right? So let's move ahead. In all the world, there are only two kind of people: those who know and those who do not know. So those who know means those who know about the physical life and the spiritual life, and there are people who do not know about that there is a spiritual life exist, right? There is a soul life exist, right? So, and this knowledge is the thing which matters, and this is the knowledge what help you to understand about your physical life and uh, about your spiritual life or the soul life. What religion uh, a man holds, to what race he belongs, these things are not important. Now here we need to understand that many of the religion also talks about spiritual life or afterlife, of but the thing is that, and they talk about heaven, hell, and all the other things, almost with the different names they have. But sometimes religion actually divides. Some religion have some kind of philosophy. They believe in soul, they don't believe in soul, they believe in heaven and hell, they do not believe, with the different name. Okay, I'm not indicating towards one religion, it is different religion. But here in this book, we are talking about in general, whatever be your religion, whatever be your spirituality, whether you are atheist or not, it doesn't matter. These things are not important. The real important thing is this knowledge, the knowledge of God's plan for man. Now, this what is important is God's plan for men. Now, somebody will say, I am atheist, so I don't believe in God's plan. But there is a, if you replace the word God with the nature also, so then take it as a nature's plan for the man. Okay. For God has a plan. That plan is evolution. So the nature is evolving. That science has also proved, right? Like there is a evolution happening. When once a man has seen that and really know it, he cannot help working for it and making himself one with it, because it is so glorious, so beautiful. So because he knows he's on God's side. So what is the important is, like he says, that we all are evolving, and just not evolving in this life, but we are evolving as a soul, life by life. like a person who change his dress every day, and he is growing, he's evolving, he's gaining knowledge day after day. Same way the soul also have many many lives, and in each life it is adding some values to it, and change the keep on changing the body and evolving. Somebody who knows about this, that this is the phenomena which is happening, they work for the soul development, they put their energy to gain. Definitely they work for your, food, bread and everything, but the thing is that they are not concentrated on the material aspect only. They have a spiritual side also, and they tune their life to be a spiritual being, to follow the virtues and to do services, and to help themselves evolve as a soul as well. So they are doing good in the physical life also, they do good in material life also. It is so glorious, so beautiful, because it is permanent. Once, as Master Chokoksui also says that you will not take any of your wealth with you, but you will take your spiritual development, the size of the chakras, what he says. So, because he knows he's on God's side. And when we evolve, the purpose of this godly energy, or the Bhagwan's energy, or the energy of the supreme being, or the cosmic being, or the nature, is to evolve in a very wholesome way, right? Like a child can grow randomly also, and a child can grow in most nurturing environment also, right? And when these two kind of children they grow, you can easily see that who is who is better, right? The child who has got the proper nurturing environment would be very very good in physical, psychological and all aspects, right? So when we know about this, we put in an effort to have a nurturing environment for ourselves, to help our soul to grow, right? And it is glorious and beautiful. So because he knows he is on God's side, and when we do that, we are on the flow with the cosmic energy, because the cosmic energy, the God, want us to evolve, standing for good and resisting evil, working for evolution and not for selfishness. So, standing for good and resisting evil means trying to develop virtue, trying to live a very wholesome, peaceful life. And resisting evil means going away from, purposefully trying to drop all the vices. Right, working for evolution and not for selfishness. And in total, also, this kind of person will not be self-centered. They will also work for others also to do, to evolve, not only to themselves, they also bring light to the world. If you see lot of social worker, lot of spiritual teachers, lots of other people, who contribute in social development, environmental development, they are those kind of people who are, sometimes sacrificing their own life but helping and uplifting a section of society. So they are very useful for the society also. So see the importance of the material world as well. We cannot neglect. In some of the philosophies or religious philosophies, they actually totally rely on, like, the afterlife, but not giving too much of importance about the virtue, how they are living, and other things about this life. But this life is equally important, because without passing the kindergarten, without learning our ABC and spellings, we cannot imagine ourselves performing really very good in the great classes. The same way, if we are not doing, if you are not living the virtuous life, if you are not understanding the philosophy of life in this life, how you will understand, and how you can imagine if there is an afterlife, how you imagine yourself living very wholesome, in a wholesome way, with a glorious, in a glorious position? It's not possible, right? So it is just not the selfishness, it is also helping and uplifting others. Let's move ahead. Man holds to what race he belongs. Sorry. He if he is on God's side, he is one of us. One of us means this is, as we have read, that this is the whole discourse given by a master. A master is the spiritual being who is, once he was a man, and now a spiritually evolved soul, and they help the other souls to evolve based on the theory of theosophy. So he's saying, and they work, it's like a teamwork. They work to help humanity and the whole evolution on earth to grow and evolve in a right way. So he's saying if he is on God's side, he is one of us, because we are also on the God's side and working for the evolution. It does not matter in the least whether he calls himself a Hindu or a Buddhist or a Christian or Mohammedan, whether he is an Indian or Englishman or a Chinaman or Russian. So, see here, there is no discrimination. So, we are not talking about one single religion, a kind of a philosophy, a very restricted kind of boundaries. Sometimes religion put us into a box. There are good things also, but sometimes it restricts. But here we are talking about an open philosophy which is equal for everyone. See, we need to understand that the nature has made human being, and it has not discriminated in terms of like all the human beings have the same category of the blood groups, and we all breathe oxygen, we all breathe out carbon dioxide, we all have a capacity of doing the similar kind of work. We all have a lot of similarities, right? If God has a plan to divide all of us with different philosophy, then we would have been like some people with four hands, five hands, some people breathing carbon monoxide, or some people breathing carbon dioxide. It's not like that, right? So there are certain things which is equally important for all. Right. Development of the religion has happened based on the requirement, based on the geography, based on the lifestyle of a particular area. But there are truth, but there are, we need to think beyond that. So, that is why Master is again and again saying here that whether you are of any nationality, whether you belong to any religion, this is applicable for everyone. Those who are on his side know why they are here and what they should do. So those who are on God's side, they know what is expected them to do. We will see that what it is, right? Like discrimination is one of the qualification. They know what to do. All the others do not yet know what they should do. So those who do not have this knowledge, in India, this is called Brahma Gyan. Brahma means the cosmic supreme being, the being, the biggest, the being. Apart from that being, there is nothing. Whether it is a universe or the multiverse, all are within Brahma. Okay. And it is beyond the creator also, because creative power is just one power. Brahma has all kind of powers. It is like a complete palette of color, right? So this is called Brahma Gyan, the supreme knowledge. Those who are on his side know why they are here and what they should do, and they are trying to do it. So those who have this knowledge, they are trying to do it, and they are doing it. All others do not yet know what they should do. And people do not know about it. So they often act foolishly and try to invent ways for themselves which they think will be pleasant for themselves. So they try to invent the way, because they do not know what is the real happiness, as it is said in Bhagavad Gita also, that you cannot gain the real happiness from unreal thing. What is nashwar, what is nashwan, what has a start and it has an end, which has an end, that cannot be give you a permanent bliss or the permanent peace, right? Like you have money, when the money comes you are happy, when money goes you are sad, when relationship is good you are happy, when relationship bad you are sad. So the same person can give you happiness, the same person can give you uh, yes, the same person can give you pain also. But human being who do not have this knowledge, rather than looking within, rather than going within and trying to find out their true spiritual self and the spiritual happiness, what they do is like they try to search the happiness outside. Many of the psychological cases are happening because people are searching for the happiness somewhere else. Relationship, changing the different relationship, trying to have multiple um, material thing to please them, and ultimately even the people who are having most of the things of pleasure, they are also not happy. So they think, which they think will be pleasant for themselves, not understanding if that all are one, that therefore only what the one will can never really pleasant for anyone, one wills can ever be really pleasant. Just a second. Not understanding that all are one, that therefore only what the one wills can ever be really pleasant for anyone. They are following the unreal instead of real. So that's what. So the things which are not permanent cannot give you the permanent happiness. Until they learn to distinguish between these two, they have not ranged themselves on God's side. So this discrimination is the first step. So until they learn to distinguish between these two, like real versus unreal, they have not ranged themselves. It is like, you are aligning that what is God's side. First of all, we need to understand what starts and ends cannot give you the permanent happiness. So you need to go within to find happiness rather than too much of finding happiness outside. So those who have not understood this first thing, that we are a soul and we have to find out this the permanent happiness rather than searching for the happiness in the world, and the worldly thing, material thing. So once they find that, they are aligning themselves in the from to be on the God side, to be on the nature side, to be on the path of evolution. And this is the first step in the discrimination. But even when the choice is made, you must still remember that of the real and the unreal, there are many varieties. Now, once you understood the real versus unreal, the job is not yet done. You have to go ahead and you have to find more. Many varieties. There are many subcategories and varieties. The discrimination must still be made between the right and the wrong. See how many types it is between the right and the wrong, the important and the unimportant, the useful and the useless, and true and the false, the selfish and unselfish. Between the right and wrong, it should not be different to choose. For those who wish to follow the master have already decided to take the right at all cost, means real side, right? Right and wrong means choosing the right, choosing the soul life over the physical life. Again, I will say that it is not the neglection of the physical life, because physical life, we all are making a choice because of this life, and that will help us to make a choice. It is like lifting the dumbbell. Where you lift the dumbbell, you lift the target is to build muscles. To build the muscles, you have to lift the dumbbell. And dumbbell, where you'll get in the gym, and it takes an effort, right, to lift. So we need a space and arena to practice. So real versus unreal, the things are given to you. Now, the endeavor of a soul to choose the real from the unreal is an exercise for a soul to become a spiritual person. This is the game, and this you have to choose. So the physical life is very important. If there is no physical life, how we will understand the deep meaning of the true happiness? How we will understand, right? Like we have many of the books, like where people have left all the things and now they are living a life of social service, or living in a remote village, serving the tribals, doing work for animals, planting trees. So they have found that the real happiness is there, right? Until unless you have you do not have the opposite, how you will understand that? We understand day better because we have night. We understand night better because we have day. So that's the importance. So this life is very, very important. And then when you come out from there, you develop yourself. Suppose somebody is giving lecture on being angerless, and that person has never faced an anger situation where he has to be angry, then how that person can preach about controlling and regulating the anger? A person who has lived in a space where there is anger energy also, and where there was a chance to get angry, and he has regulated his emotions, then only he can teach us. So we need that, right? So worldly life is important, and worldly life, of course, bread, butter, shelter, all we need to work on, but we need to always focus that we are much more than that, right? So that's the thing. I just wanted people to remember that what is important. So right versus wrong, real versus unreal, and once you know about that, you will always, at any cost, you will try to follow the right. But the body and the man are two, and the man's will is not always the body's wishes. When your body wishes something, stop and think whether you really wish it. For you are God, and you will only what God's will. Now, here a little bit of the knowledge of theosophy or pranic healing and arhatic yoga will be helpful. So, those who have this background, they can easily understand. The people who do not have, just understand that we are not just physical body, what we see. We are not this physical body, and in fact, there are other layers of the body which are very subtle in the matter, which cannot be visible from the naked eyes, but people have also often called it bioplasmic body, and there are other subtler layer. Now in Indian philosophy, they are called sukshma sarira, sukshma sharir. Sukshma sharir means subtle bodies which are not visible from the naked eyes, and energy body also, you can say. Now, many of the health modalities like pranic healing, Reiki, acupressure, acupuncture, and all that, they actually work on the energy body. And energy body also has not only that prana body, the body which provides the energy to the body. It also has the emotional body, which is the seat of emotions, and the mental body, which is the seat of the mental thoughts and all the mental activities. Now these are the subtler bodies, okay, and then you have a soul. So so what we have to understand, but for a time being, just consider that we have the physical body, which is unreal because it has start and it has end, so it is unreal, and the soul, which is eternal, right, which never dies. So we have a soul and we have a body. Now, when sometime what happened is like some desire arise, so you need to ask yourself, when you know that we are two, we are not one, we have the physical body and we are the soul. Actually, we are the soul. So you need to ask whether it is the demand of physical body or whether it is demand of soul. For example, you decided to get up early in the morning and do the exercise. Once the alarm rings, you say that no, I'm not able to get up. I am feeling so lazy. But this I am is soul. Soul never sleeps. So how the soul can be lazy? Soul cannot be lazy. So what is the problem? The problem is that the energy body or the physical body is tired. Physical body is saying that sleep. It's not the soul. So you need to understand, no, I don't want the sleep, but my body is demanding the sleep. So you know that. And what is good for you? To get up and do exercise, to get up and do your meditation, or to get up and start your day earlier. So you need to understand that, okay, then you will push yourself and get up. When your soul energy overpowers your body, it's like, the the man controlling the horse, right? So the man is the soul and the horse is the body, and you are controlling. So so uh, because body's demand is not the God's demand. You understood? So this is something we need to understand. When your body wishes something, stop and think whether you really wish it. Whether you means the soul, you the soul who is wishing it, or it is the body which is wishing it. Suppose you are on a diet and you see a sweet, Now, you don't want to eat. Logically, you know that I should not eat this, but you'll feel like it's okay, let me eat one, right? So you need to stop and ask, like, is it a body's demand, or it is me who is demanding, me the soul? I definitely do not want, because soul doesn't eat this food and all, right? So it is the food is for nurturing the bodies. Now you need to think about it, and what you need to do is control that. No, I don't want, this is my body who is demanding, and you will be able to control yourself, right? So it is a great way to control your physical emotions, thoughts, and physical needs. Now here again, one line of caution is that sometimes our bodies are really overworked and tired, right? Then also your body is saying that I cannot get up, I have the pain in my body, means the body is having the pain, not the soul. But you need to, because when our car is overworked, the engine is hot and something like that, we give it break, right? The same way you need to give break to your body. So then you have to find out that it is a genuine need that I have to give rest to my body. Then it is your duty to nurture it properly, give proper rest, and rejuvenate it, right? But still you will be understanding that this is my body which is demanding. Now this is very, very helpful when in general we feel lazy getting up early in the morning, or controlling our food, or procrastinating many of the things. So you need to understand that it is the body which is demanding. For you are God, and you will only what God will. So soul only, the soul, we are the child of God, we are the portion of God. Atma is the portion of Paramatma. Paramatma is the supreme being. And so your, what you want is actually the want of the God, want of the Paramatma. Atma's, what Atma want is the want of Paramatma. The what soul wants is the want of the supreme soul. You got that? For you are God, and you will only what God's will, but you must dig deep down. You need to understand that why it is coming into yourself, to find the God within you and listen to his voice, which is your voice. But we need to understand, and that is why, meditation and all helps, because you need to understand I am the soul, and then you need to go deep, make your mind calm and quiet. Try to analyze the situation, why it is happening that every day I decide to get up, but still I am not. So, you need to go deep and understand and listen to the voice of God. Listen to the voice of the spiritual self. Do not mistake your bodies for yourself, neither the physical body, nor the astral body, nor the mental body. Now, as I mentioned earlier, there are different layers of body, right? So, like Annamay Kosha, Kammay Kosha, or Manomay Kosha, Vijnanamay Kosha, like that, you have different layers of body. Each one of them will pretend to be self. Sometime emotionally, you're physically fine, you're everything is fine, but somebody is calling, come, let's go for movie, and you are sad for some reason. No, I do not feel like going out. No, I do not, like people with the depression. No, I do not, like, they are physically fit, everything is fine, their body is also not lazy, but they will feel that no, I don't want to do this, just want to shut myself in the room and sit alone. So we need to understand, red flag, we are not this, these are the bodies, right? Same way the thoughts, sometimes the thoughts comes, thoughts of violence, thoughts of um, enviousness and all that thing, and then you'll say like, okay, I am not this, detach yourself, like I am not this, and you will feel that you are detached. And these bodies will like, I do not want to go, I am thinking like that, I want to do this violence to this person. Now, people associate I, but this I is the soul. It is the bodies which are demanding. So, once we understand this discrimination, once we understand this, we will separate ourselves. But you must know them all and know yourself as the master. So, you know that I am the rider and these are my horses. These are the the horses of my chariot. So who is the master? The soul is the master. If you start considering yourself as a horse, who will control that? And the sad part is that, or if you are the driver and you have a multi-layer cars, and you are you if you recognize yourself as a car, then you will become the car. Then who will control the car? You got my point? So when we realize ourselves as a rider or the driver, we control them. They are in our control. Our emotions, our thoughts will become uh, come in our control, and we can easily regulate them. In psychology, also, it is said that psychology doesn't promote, or even the spirituality doesn't promote to suppress your emotions, suppress your anger, suppress your anxiety. No, we want to regulate it. When we regulate it, it is like a transformational impact, and you will completely get rid of it. Because if you suppress it, it is like, you are suppressing a lava. Like on the top it is all silent, but inside it is all volcano. We don't want that volcano. We want to regulate it so that the person become wholesome. But you must know them all, and you know yourself as their master. When there is work that must be done, the physical body wants to rest and go out for walk, to eat and drink. The man who does not know says to himself, I want. Now, here, what it is saying, like, suppose you have to do a work, you have to write a 5 page thesis. Now, you're not feeling like doing it. First of all, this feeling of not doing is also the part of the body, because you know that the work need to be done. But again, the mind is playing that, no, I don't want. Okay, let's go for a walk. Okay, no, I'm hungry, let's do it after lunch. Procrastination. So why procrastination has come? Because we are recognizing ourselves as bodies, and bodies try to push it, right? And the man will say that I want to do these things, and I want to do them. But the man who knows says, this is what is not I, and it must wait a while. So the body says, no, and right now I want to walk. Right now I want to listen to this music. Oh, I have to do, but you have seen some people submitting project and all. They take time to submit, right? So you need to take a while and think that, no, this is not me, this is the body's. Often, when there is an opportunity to help someone, the body feels how much trouble it will be for me. Let someone else do it. But the man replies to his body, you shall not hinder me in doing good work. So, when there is an opportunity to help, we all are good people. Most of the people are good people. We want to help the people. But when the opportunity arises, sometimes, because it takes an effort. Sometimes you have to make your hand dirty. Sometimes you have to walk on in sun. So you say like, okay, let somebody else do it. Let somebody else. Yeah, somebody should help her, but let somebody else do it. Your body will say, but the man replies to his body, you shall not hinder me in doing good work. But the people with the soul will say that, I will do whatever trouble it is. The body is your animal like horse, right? The horse upon which you ride. Therefore you must treat it well and take good care of it. So I, again and again, as I said, that physical life is important, because how we will develop our soul, we need this vehicle, the body, to help our soul evolve in this life. This life is very important. It is a workstation for us. It is a gym for us, where we are building muscles for the soul. So we need to perform best in this life, develop virtue, develop kindness, develop generosity, develop moderation, develop honesty, and all these things. And we need to uplift ourselves. So if so, take good care of your, like you take good care of your car or the horse, you have to take good care of your body. You must not overwork it. You must feed it properly on pure food and drink only, and keep it strictly clean always, even from the minutest speck of dirt. So you need to take care of your body, feed it properly, feed on time, right amount of food in right time, and right amount of rest. Pure food means the food which is energetically also clean. Sattvic bhojan in India, what we say, it's like the energetically or and energy wise also that food should be clean. Now this is entirely a separate topic to discuss, because there are different categories of food comes. Because in India it is said that jaisa man jaisa jaisa ann vaisa man, means the kind of food you eat, it impacts your mindset, and which is true also. So we need to select pure food, fresh food, mostly the vegetables, green vegetables, well cooked, nicely. Eat up to the your hunger, or little less than your hunger. Eat on time, and drink lot of water, or healthy thing what is. And keep strictly clean. Clean means not only the physical hygiene, but also the hygiene of the mind and emotions. Like, try to avoid unnecessary emotions, lower emotions, and try to be strictly with the wholesome kind of behavior. For without a perfect clean and healthy body, you cannot do the arduous work of preparation. You cannot bear its ceaseless strain. So walking on the spiritual path requires certain kind of niyam. Certain That is why yam and niyam is given in yoga, Patanjali Yoga Sutra. You have to follow what. There are certain things you need to follow, or there are certain things you need to avoid. And that is all about rules and regulation in the spiritual path. And yin and yang energy both are important, and the balance create a balanced human being. And if you see in Arhatic Yoga, also you have the virtues with the two yin and yang energy, right? So, so it is the balance which is required, right? So the person who are balanced, the true yogi, that only can sustain in this path, because there are work you need to do. But but people who follow the strict life, they only able to control it when it comes to controlling. But it must always be you who control the body, not it that controls you. But be aware, you have to control your body, not the body. Like every day getting up late, from the 1 year you're thinking of getting early but not. So and sleeping early, you're not. So control your body and not let your body to control you. And how it will happen? It will just not happen with solely the will, but you have to tame your food, your living habit, your mindset, and the other techniques like meditation and healing can help you to achieve that willpower to really control your body. The astral body has its desires, dozen of them. Now we are talking about the body which is responsible for emotions, and we call it astral body. As its desire, dozens of them, all of them, like Buddha says that the life is full of sorrow, and the reason for sorrows are desires. The astral body has its desires, dozens of them. It wants you to be angry, to say sharp word, to feel jealous, to be greedy for money, to envy other their possessions, to yield yourself to depression. All these things it wants, and many more. Not because it wishes to harm you, but because it likes violent vibrations and likes to change them constantly. Now this is the quality of the astral body. Like it's very fluidic in nature. Like if somebody see the astral body, it is like a very fluidic in nature. It is like the emotions are flowing in fluidic in nature. Now, and why it likes the violent vibration? Because it is not clean. It is not it has not trained to be calm. It is not properly cleaned. And how you will clean it? By practicing the yoga, meditation. Yoga, just not the physical postures, but also the yoga of what is prescribed in Bhagavad Gita, taking care of your food, taking care of your thought, taking care of the company in which you are sitting and you are enjoying your friendships, and and living a serviceful life. All this will help you to calm your astral body, and also understanding that the worldly thing is unreal, and we have to work for the real thing. Now, desires mostly are related to the worldly thing, right? If we understand real versus unreal, up to great extent, you will be able to control that, right? So once you control that, it is like a ripple-free lake, and you can see through. It will become so calm, right? And then it will not like the vibrant vibrations, because as the ripple-free lake, even a minus leaf also fall, it creates a ripple which we do not want, right? Which looks sometimes doesn't look good because it disturbs the peace. So it is liking the vibrant vibrations because it is full of chaos. So we need to clean that chaos. But you want none of these things. But you, the soul, you want none of these things, because as I said, many of these desires are the product or are the need for the astral body and not yours. And it is related to the world and not the related to the soul life. And therefore, you must discriminate between your want and your body's want, right? Now comes coming to the third layer, which is mental body. Mental body wishes to think itself proudly separated, to think much of itself and little of others. Even when you have turned it away from worldly things, it is still try to calculate for self. Mind, right? Mind keep on thinking, worrying, sometimes making plans and all that, and it thinks that, I am the mental faculty and I control the whole life. But this is not you. Calculate for self to make you think of your own progress instead of thinking of master's work. So mental body, our plans, our thoughts goes more for the worldly need, right? So we work on that, and that is not the master's work. Means that is not the path of service and soul development most of the time, and of helping others. It doesn't think about the charitable work and all, but focus more on the material growth. When you meditate, it will try to make you think of many different things which it wants instead of one thing which you want. You are not this mind, but it is yours to use. Now when you meditate, many of the people say, like, right, like, I cannot sit for meditation. Why? Because the moment you sit, you are bombarded with different kind of thoughts. You're like thinking about your job, your career, your family life, your love life, your various things, right? It bombards, and you never achieve that peaceful state of mind, and you end up saying that, I cannot do the meditation, right? It is like not the I, but your mind which is playing the game. And you have to say that I am not the mind. I am not the mind. I am not the mental body. I am not the mind, right? And you are not this mind, but it is yours to use. So it, as master says, that a mind is an instrument of the soul, right? So mind is also the part of the mental body. So its mind is the instrument of the soul to use it. Soul to use our instrument, we use it, right? So mind is also an instrument which the soul use. So you have to say that it is not you. So here again, discrimination is necessary. So you have to understand what is the mind game and what is you. You must watch ceasingly, or you will fail. So you need to be very careful about it before recognizing yourself as mind. Between right and wrong, occultism knows no compromise. Right. So we will stop here, and remaining part we will continue in the next session. Hope you are enjoying it, and thank you for joining. Namaste.